Welcome back to my Women in Business series for Women's History Month, which is the entire month of March. I'm Morgan Malnicki, and I'm the marketing director for Sentinel Media Company. Today, I have two powerhouse women back in studio with me. I'm so excited. Thank you for joining me for my second episode. I have Melissa Lennon from Lennon's W.B. Wilcox and Francesca, I want to say Zampano, from Scorzafava. Francesca Scorzafava from Burn Tone Sculpt Fitness Studios. Thank you guys so much for joining.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So last week we started off with what your coffee order is, or energy drink, matcha. So I guess let's keep the tradition alive. So what do you guys start the morning with?
I'm a big caffeine addict, as you know, so I'm similar. So I start with a coffee, and then Morgan did bring me my emotional support Diet Coke. But I always start off with either hot or iced coffee, sugar-free, French vanilla with it.
Okay, and Fran?
If I'm home, then I have either hot coffee or a latte with lion's mane in it. And then if I'm out, I get a hot latte with oat milk.
And Fran brought us chlorophyll water. So Fran, talk to me about it.
Chlorophyll is a live plant, and it works with photosynthesis. So if you drink chlorophyll water in the morning, it's supposed to give you energy. If you drink it at night, then it should make you sleepy and ready for bed.
Okay, so I need to order this in bulk.
Yeah, energy and sleepy. I love it.
Well, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
So today we're powered by chlorophyll water.
And Diet Coke.
So yes, of course. Let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit about how you guys started your journey. What made you start? So Melissa, why don't you talk a little bit about? I know you're carrying on a family legacy. What's it like stepping into those shoes, making something that was making something so modern, I guess, modernizing Lennon's W.B. Wilcox.
Yeah, so I'm the fourth generation. So it started with my great-grandpa, got passed down to my grandpa, my dad, and then me. So I'm the first woman to take it over. I'm the first girl in about 200 years to take it over, which is awesome. So for me, it's been really kind of capitalizing on getting not only that family legacy handed down, where we are able to honor that generation, keep that timelessness, but make it more modern, make it where all of our girlfriends that are getting engaged want to buy a ring from me because I know the styles, I know the trends, bring it into this modern century while still honoring and keeping those timeless traditions that has made our business so successful throughout all those years.
I love that.
Thanks.
And Fran, what about you? What made you want to start a business at such a young age?
Yes. I started my business because I was already working in fitness part-time, and I said, the amount of income I was bringing in for the company, my accounting side coming out, I said, I could pay rent. So I kind of just went for it. Nothing like what we do in the studio was around in the area at the time. And I had traveled a lot. So I had a lot of experience in different fitness industries and different studios around the world, especially in Florida. So that gave me a lot of inspiration on what I really wanted to create here and bring like a really relevant new era of fitness to the world.
Did you always know that you wanted to be a business owner?
No, definitely not something that I had in my cards. Growing up, I always wanted to be an orthodontist, which is super weird, but true. I had always grown up with entrepreneurial spirit. However, knowing, my dad owns a construction company. My sister also owns her own business. My uncles, we have a lot of entrepreneurial spirit in our family. So I think it was kind of in my roots, but it wasn't in my plan.
The fitness industry, as we know, is so competitive. What sets Burn Tone Sculpt apart?
We have a very different style of fitness. So we are very functional. The reason why I focus on functionality is because when you're 80 years old, you want to be able to get out of your car. Instead of, having achy muscles or achy joints from lifting really heavy all the time. It's something that really honors your body instead of, kind of abusing it in a way, in a healthy way, of course. We're very, very passionate about kind of moving with intention and the quality of your workout over the quantity. The other part of it is that we have a lot of 30-minute classes. And the reason for that is because as a society and a culture, we're getting more busy.
We love a 30-minute class.
Thank God.
Yes. And it's just easy to fit 30 minutes in rather than an hour when you've got work and children and extracurriculars and social life and so on and so forth. So that was really our goal.
And you have like the best community for fitness. Like all the girls who like we work out with, me and you both go to the morning classes every day. Well, mostly every day, but just
Except
being able
today.
to see, just being able to see like how you've managed to take like that younger audience who maybe were not as interested in CrossFit or running and bring everyone together who has similar interests. Like I've just made so many friends at your studio. I know Morgan has too. You've done such a good job with that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we do have a really great community. Everyone's always willing to help. We always do at least 1 to 2 donation classes a year. And it's always astounding the amount of money we raise for local charities and foundations. And, you know, it really like brings me a lot of happiness because we're doing something good together and it's a new generation. There's a lot of reports out there that like as millennials, we're not as intuitive with the donating side of things. And I think that it kind of brings it to something that like you love. So you love working out and you're doing something good as you're working out. So yeah, it's really rewarding. Our community's strong and very supportive of one another.
Definitely. And I know that all of the nonprofits that you work with, I'm sure appreciate all of like the donation classes that you offer. You really built Burn Tone Sculpt from the ground up. What inspired you to start it and what made you believe that it could work?
Yeah, so when I had first gotten into fitness, it was because I used to be a runner. I had played lacrosse and basketball in high school, and my knees were misaligned, so I was getting a lot of pain. So I was going to PT, and they essentially were like, you know, you should do some more functional fitness things. So I got involved in Pilates classes and bar classes, and the woman I was taking bar from, she had moved to Vermont and she opened her own studio there. And she said, why don't you take over my class? So I got certified and I took it over and things just really went well. I was teaching at a few different locations locally and I had a really great following. So I decided to just kind of jump in head first and take the plunge and go for it. I have a hair in my eyeball.
I know that there's some big things in the future for BTS. What can you talk about now that you have coming up, or if you want to save it for a big announcement? But what can we talk about now?
Coming up.
Breaking news.
Yeah. Lots of things coming up. We're currently expanding. So we will stay at the same location that we're at now. Everyone loves the location that we're at. So we wanted to stay there and just expand upon what we're offering. So we're having new classes offered. I'm not going to get too much into the weeds with all of this, but we're going to have new classes and a lot of other fun things that are not in the area right now. So we're excited to bring some more like exciting and relevance to Utica, especially just in the health and fitness world. I think that we have a shortage of healthy cafes in that start part of the town. So just having like options as far as like where you're going to work out, what you're going to grab after will be very exciting for the area.
Well, we will definitely stay tuned. Thank you.
We'll be your 2 biggest customers.
Melissa, coming back over to you, I want to talk about what are some pieces or finds that I guess you have helped most rewarding or most emotional being in your industry that you've helped men, women, couples create or find?
I think my favorite is definitely
It has to be bridal in terms of engagement rings and wedding bands. Whether we're starting with an engagement ring, we're typically starting with a couple that will either come in together to start looking,
or if the guy's coming in to look for a girl coming in to look for girl, however that works. When a partner comes in to look for another person, I love seeing from start to finish, especially it's been a lot of our friends, our family that I've been able to see and being able to help them, whether they come in and know, or if they're like a lot of people and have no clue what they're looking for, being able to explain it. And then we also have been really leaning into the custom part. So Fran's ring, for example, is one of our custom. You can flash it, flash your big rock
A
to
Lennon's
the camera.
WB Wilcox ad.
A whole arm of
But
Lennon's.
exactly, all of it.
We all are.
But being able to start and just see like, so for example, Eric knew Fran wanted a specific center stone shape, but if you know Fran, she's obviously so tiny in person too. We know we needed something delicate to match with her, but something still supportive for her gigantic center diamond.
Good job, Eric.
Shout
Good
out
job,
Eric.
Eric.
But being able to kind of customize that and know what's going to work for someone's lifestyle also. So knowing that Fran's going to be wearing this working out, how is it structurally supported? How can we make it trendy, but also make it something that's going to last throughout its lifetime? So kind of balancing, for example, those trends, making them modern, and then kind of making it so they're also timeless throughout. I love that process of it.
Definitely. And going off of that, if someone's looking to buy a meaningful piece, what's some advice that you would give them, maybe if it's their first time?
Ooh, that's such a good question. Jewelry is such an emotional purchase. So you go into jewelry, you don't necessarily know why you're drawn to something. People are always like, I love this, and they don't necessarily have a reason why. It's definitely more of an emotional purchase in that sense. So I would say if you recognize you love something, kind of lean into that and see something you could wear all the time, whether you wanted to dress it up, dress it down. I love those pieces you can wear day in, day out. Those are definitely my favorite. And just kind of thinking, what is something that is not only practical for my lifestyle, but something that I want to wear that I'm going to feel more confident in, really is an accessory that can just elevate your confidence. If you're in sweats and you throw on a cute pair of gold hoops, you're going to feel like a new person. So I love that part.
Yeah, it's such an important part of fashion.
Yeah.
Like you can wear a dress from Walmart and
Yes.
have great accessories and look like $1 million.
Dress it up and then you feel better, look good, feel good.
Yeah.
We're good.
My favorite ring that you have is your Roman numerals. Can we
Yes.
talk about that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I got this ring. I actually made it for the date. So it's a Roman numeral that goes around the outside, and it's June 1st of 2020. That's the day that I officially took over the business, the day we reopened from COVID. It really was such a meant to be moment that it worked out, where the day I took over everything was the day our store also reopened. To me, it's such a meaningful piece because, like I said, I am the first woman in my family to own it throughout those 200 years. It also signified a big change in our leadership in general. So I made our first store manager, Kim, our first female store manager throughout that time as well. So kind of bringing along other women with me. I lead a team of mostly females, but I love it because it's such a piece that I can carry around with me all the time and look down. Any moment that you feel maybe you're unsure of yourself or anything, you just look down, realize where you've come from now. And it's crazy to think I was only 23 when that happened. I'm 28 now, and just being able to see all the growth and progress that I've made too.
Okay, Fran, what is the biggest challenge that you have faced as a young woman running a business in your 20s?
So I think in the beginning, I started in 2020. We're going on our 5th year. I was 23. It was hard to balance social life and work. So you never really shut off when you own a business. It's, you know, what you think about all day, every day. Even if you don't want to think about it, it's just always in the back of your head. And for a lot of my peers, I think it was difficult to understand that. It's a lot of, you know, pressure, number one, responsibility, number two, and you grow up really quick, I think, with that pressure and responsibility. So it's a little bit hard for people to relate to that when they don't have that experience yet. So I think that's probably my biggest challenge, was balancing social life and like trying to explain that to my peers of, you know, I can't go out all the time. Like I need to make sure that the studio's covered, and I need to make sure that, you know, things are running smoothly. And yeah, so.
You don't have to explain that to me.
You gotta have some pep in your step at 6 a.m. for those classes.
I honestly just made a video about this a couple weeks ago, just saying like the people that don't understand the hustle, they'll never do something as big as the people that are doing being that hustler. Like you can't judge those people that are always hustling or working towards something because they're working on something so big.
Exactly.
And you just don't have that mindset or drive. And I feel like for us, like I run in a million directions every single day, but if you don't understand that mindset, then and I feel like you guys get that.
I think like you expect people to clap for you that aren't going to necessarily, and that's okay.
Yes.
And it's hard at first, especially when you're younger, because you expect like you should be supporting me, like you should be happy for me. And then the more you grow, the less people there are clapping for you. Like
you see people's like true colors in that sense, where like who's supporting you, and we're all lucky that we have that. But all of us have definitely dealt with realizing that not everyone will, and that's something you have to accept.
Yeah.
I know we talk about too, like the circle of who you surround yourself with is so important, and just keeping that circle, whether it's big or small, with people who are similar minded to you, with people who understand that and keep growing. So I love that.
And I think that's what the studio brings as a community, is a lot of like-minded individuals.
Yes.
There's a lot of us that do run a business or work with a family business or are, you know, just doing both. Like you're also working in the corporate world and you're also here working on yourself. And I think that's why the community is so strong, because we see that in one another and the effort that goes into everything that we're doing, whether you're a stay-at-home mom or running a business like Melissa or like Morgan. So that's kind of the sense of community that you're getting.
That's so true. I wasn't, until you said that, I started thinking about like Alex, Savannah, us.
Yeah.
There's so many people, my mom,
Yeah.
they're running their business. And that I can see what you're saying about that mindset.
Yeah. Yeah. The hustle's there.
Yeah. Melissa,
For
what
sure.
about you? Do you have anything that has, that you've faced, I guess, as a challenge being in the business, being in your 20s?
Oh, yeah. So mine is kind of a mix between both. The jewelry industry is so funny because predominantly women are the end user for jewelry. So most jewelry stores, definitely ours, the majority of the jewelry we sell is for women. We have chains for guys, bracelets, but the majority of our products, the end consumer is going to be women. But it's so rare to see women in these leadership positions. So when I go to jewelry shows, so I go in person to buy these products, I'm able to touch and feel things. These people that I'm dealing with, they're not really used to seeing someone my age or being a woman being the one buying this product. So they always ask my title. Are you the buyer? Are you the assistant? Are you these things?
I'm the owner.
I'm the owner, actually. Nice to meet you, Melissa Lennon of Lennon's WB Wilcox Jewelers.
There's only one.
Yes. Just being able to kind of like break that barrier and see it's a lot of older men. It's a lot of kind of like breaking into that so-called boys club that people talk about, but being in there, being able to just burst through that and say, no, this is it. This is what I want. And having to stand your ground in a different way and kind of just be firm with your choices, be intentional about what you're saying, because you also have to make sure that you're coming across respectfully. You don't want to push past that. But I've definitely had to balance how, for example, my dad and my grandpa handled things. They were able to say things a lot differently. Whereas if I said it, I'd be the young girl being rude or disrespectful. So learning that boundary for it, but definitely breaking in there. I mean, it's crazy to me that jewelry for the whole industry, most of it's geared towards women, but it's been men designing it, selling it, the men in charge of this process. Like it should be women in charge of that. We're the ones wearing it. We're the ones that know what we like, for example.
Yeah, no, you kind of already touched on my next question, which was, have you been underestimated as women and how did you handle that? So, Fran, has that happened to you? And if so, how have you handled it?
So when I think of being underestimated in the realm of fitness, I think back to one of my Facebook friends posted a meme and it was like, oh, like here's the 20-year-old girl that's like telling me what to do for a workout. And this is me at 20 being thin, smoking cigarettes and eating McDonald's every weekend. And I remember that always bothered me.
Yeah.
And it's because just because you appear to be thin doesn't mean that you're healthy. Like the correlation between what you look like and what you're actually like inside is not one and the same. So when you work out, it's not only just like for physical benefits, it's for health benefits, it's for mental benefits. Like there's so many different things happening
That
at once.
community, yeah.
Yeah. So that and like, oh, well, she was always thin. Like, okay, maybe, but I never felt as good as I feel now. So I think that was a common misconception for me, which made me feel like, yeah.
And that's crazy because especially this month at Burnt Tone Sculpt, we're doing the bingo card.
Yeah.
And it's eat something green every day. It's all these things on there that are so much outside of just working out and being like that. Like you really focus on health as a whole and not smoking cigarettes and eating McDonald's at 3 a.m.
And there's one that we know that Melissa will never, Melissa will never cross off, which is going to a night class.
Yes, going to a night class. And then there's another one that's like no takeout for a week.
Yeah,
not
no takeout
Melissa's
for
a
a
Laffa
week.
core girl.
Not gonna hit that, but everything else we got.
So many restaurants have seed oils, which are high inflammatory. So that's kind of like the big reason why sometimes takeout isn't the best. But if you get like salad, like then you're usually in decent.
So I can do like a half cross
You
out.
can do like a core.
like a half cross. Like I can cross out one line, not a double.
Fran, staying with you, what's something you knew before you started Burnt Tone Sculpt?
Something I knew before.
Or you wish you knew, sorry.
Oh, something I wish I knew before. I think it goes back to one, the support of, people you would think would support you, and it ends up being a different crowd. And like as you grow and become successful in something, it becomes less and less. So you have to make sure you're doing it for the right reason.
Yeah.
I think another thing that's important when it comes to business is knowing that your life's going to change forever, and for better and for worse. I think you take for granted like the free time that you had before and the pressure that was no longer there. Like now you are part of your company, like you are one and the same. So when people see you, they'll probably talk about what you do because it's just natural. And that's great. but you also need to make sure that you carry yourself in the way that you want your business to be perceived.
Yeah, I was just talking with another entrepreneur yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and we were talking about how no one will work in your business, run your business, be an employee of your business with the same mindset that you have. You are the most dedicated employee, and finding that is rather difficult.
Very hard to find, but yeah. And honestly, another part of like starting a company young is you're a little naive, which is good in a way because you have nothing to lose.
Yes.
So that was a big thing too. Like looking back now, would I have done things the way I did then? Probably not. Just honestly, I'm not sure. But knowing that I had nothing to lose was like the biggest push for me. Like, why not?
And you've also been gradually growing, which is
Yes.
awesome. Like you
And seeing like how big your dreams were then, like maybe you wouldn't have shot as high then,
Right.
but you're so young, you're like, I can do whatever I want.
Oh,
which is great.
absolutely. And you have the energy to just go for it.
Yeah. And I mean, if you think about it, she started during COVID. I remember taking classes in my apartment and then opening the studio, getting the sauna. Now we're expanding. Like it's a nice growth. And now your dad's going to be like, Fran, I'm done. Doing construction.
no
I'm
more
retired.
construction inside.
Yeah, so we started during COVID and we started on a Facebook group and it was free and we had like 900 members in the group and I turned that into a monthly subscription on our website. I have since kind of phased out the monthly subscription since we're back in person, but we still do live stream classes. So yeah, it's been quite a road. I had to pivot really fast, especially as a new business owner. Like, how are we going to pay rent this month when we can't actually hold classes?
Yeah.
So that lovely COVID,
But at the
was
same
a
time,
challenge.
your target audience is literally infinite because you can log in from wherever. My mom logs in from Florida every day. So that's awesome.
Yeah,
And you have so
it is
many
great.
different times too, which is good. So it works whether like you're somewhere traveling, you can take it whatever time, which is good.
Yeah, it's great. We love it. So
We do love
Yeah,
it.
we love it. We hate it when we're in it. We love it before and after.
We give each other dusters when we're in it. We're like,
When Fran says, okay,
Another-
5 more.
another plank. I'm like,
are you sure? I think we did that already.
you get down into that.
And she will, and she'll still be talking while she's doing
I'm like, what? Melissa, is there anything you wish you knew before taking over the business? I know it was a little bit of a different approach with being an entrepreneur, but something you wish you knew going in?
Definitely. I think my main one would be just how much you kind of don't need to, I don't know the best way to word it, but how much you can change along with your business. So like you grow and you adapt when you need to. I love the sink or swim analogy because if you find a way to do it and you learn how to do it, you grow not only your business, but you grow as a person. So you learn how to fight through these things that then help you in your real life. I really feel like it's helped with my relationships, my confidence as a person, me being a successful business owner has helped me grow in so many more avenues. It's not just the business that grows, you grow yourself as well. And just how much you keep continuing to like broaden yourself, learn new things, everything with that comes with the successes. And then you'll learn from the failures too. You'll learn how to take those and better yourself as a person as well.
Going off of that, what does success look for you each day? And has that changed since you stepped into your role at the business?
Ooh, yeah, definitely. So success for me each day looks different depending on the day. But for me, it's really just continuing on my family's legacy and knowing that there is a little bit more at stake because I am the first girl, the first person of my age too to take this over. So I definitely felt the weight of that and I don't take it lightly, but it's something I'm so proud to continue on with. Unfortunately, my dad, my grandpa, my great grandpa, none of them are here to see me, but just knowing that I have these people looking down on me and this like legacy that I can keep and just keep continuing to broaden, keep continuing to expand. It makes me so happy and it's something that I'm so proud of. And something that I work so hard for every single day, which I love.
Yeah, and we are so supportive of you, and you have just a supportive circle, which is amazing. With it being Women's History Month, and obviously us being supported by that large circle, who are some women or a woman that inspires you and has gotten you to where you are today?
Definitely. So everyone who at the store, we had a really great staff that all stayed with me after kind of the transition happened. Definitely my manager, Kim, she's been there for 20 years. She's been such an integral part of helping me take over my role. She has been so supportive of me, so supportive of our whole staff, everyone who stayed with us and my new hires. So I have to give all of them a huge shout out. And then definitely my mom, who never worked in the industry before, but when I took over, came in, she worked insurance her whole life, came in to help me and just doing everything that our moms do to help us in that sense, whether it's being our best unpaid assistants,
Yes,
as
she
Jamie
is.
knows.
Yes, unpaid assistant.
But doing everything on the back end of that. So there's so many more industries and so many more people that I learned from in like outside industries as well that have helped me take it in. But definitely I have to give my staff such a big shout out. And then of course my mom.
Deb.
Yep.
I remember
Love you,
trying
Mom.
on her rings one day,
Yes.
and I think I was walking around your house,
Yes.
and then
She'll give them to
eventually
anyone.
she's like, "Who has my rings?" And I'm like, "I'm just walking around with these diamonds on me."
Because she knows it's for sale. So if anyone's looking.
She knows I can't afford it, so I'll just wear it around your house. Fran, what about you? Who's a woman or women that have just gotten you to where you are in your career?
Definitely our clients and our instructors. As far as the studio goes, our instructors keep us going. They're excited about class. They want to be there. They want to give you the best workout. And then our clients as well. Without them, we wouldn't be here. Everyone comes from a different walk of life. Everyone does something different with their free time. But everyone comes together for the greater good of themselves, doing something good for them. So probably the two of them, those two groups. And then coming back to family, my mom, without her, like watching Rosalina tomorrow morning at 6:45 in the morning.
Does she sleep over?
No. I wouldn't be able to teach tomorrow. So yeah, she's always there to help when I need it. And my sister's always a sounding board. My sister, Alyssa, really likes health and wellness too. So she lives in Fort Lauderdale, and we bounce back and forth on different studios she likes and get some inspiration from those things. And then my other sisters, of course, too, are always supportive and helpful when I need them.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I want to wrap up with a little lightning round, so don't think too much into the questions, but I thought it would be something fun. So we'll start with early bird or night owl.
Early bird.
Night owl.
This one's going to be a tough one. Gold or silver?
Gold.
Gold.
Cardio or strength training?
Strength training. The
Strength.
Coffee or matcha? I think I know the answer.
coffee.
Coffee.
Leg day or arm day?
Arms.
Neither know.
She's like core.
Yeah, leg.
Online shopping or in-store?
I wish I could do more in store, but we just can't.
I know. I hate the act of trying them on, but in store, 'cause when you get that immediate gratification, so much better.
Oh, yeah. I am definitely, I'll leave it in the cart because the shipping's not free person.
Yes.
See, I'm ordering multiple sizes of
Yes.
every single color,
Yes.
and then heels or sneakers? I already know Melissa's answer.
Heels.
Sneakers.
I'm a sneakers. I will wear a heel, but I'm definitely I would prefer a sneaker.
Yeah.
Plan it out or go with the flow.
Plan it out.
Plan it out.
Melissa, I don't even know why I'm asking you this. Fran, diamonds or pearls?
Diamonds.
Diamonds always.
Manicure or massage?
Ooh, massage.
Can I say both?
Sure, we can say both.
Sure.
One word to describe your journey so far.
Exciting.
Rewarding.
Oh my God, I love those. Guys, that was really good answers.
Thank you.
And then this is like so random, but we went back and forth on this in the last episode, so I need to ask, what do you keep your house at temperature-wise?
Ooh, I did listen, so I know the drama there. Melanie Bradley, you're crazy.
It's actually insane. I'm like, those poor
Below.
kids, I will take them in.
Yeah. If it was up to me, it would be like 70 all the time. Nick likes it at like a crisp, 66. So I feel like we're between 68 and 70, depending on who pushes it down more, who pushes it up more throughout the
Sounds
day.
like our office here. I'm like, yes.
Yeah. 68.
Okay. I'm like a 70, but I'm also I'm by myself and I'm a girl, so I give whatever I want. Well, thank you guys so much for both joining me today.
Thank you.
Let me get your socials and where can people find you. So Melissa, we'll go with you first. Yeah.
It's at Lennon's WB Wilcox on Instagram and Facebook. You can follow us online at www.lennonsjewelers.com as well.
And we're at Burntone Sculpt for Instagram. Facebook's the same name. And our website is burntonesculpt.com.
Well, thank you guys so much, my
Thank
two little
you.
powerhouse girls, for joining me on this segment.
Thanks for having us.
And hope you guys come back.
Yes.
Yes.
Love you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.